everyone, Amanda here. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm here with another stage in my Gentleman's Diary journal. If you've not seen this before, I'll link the playlist in the description box below where you can find all of the videos that I've done on it so far. They will be at the top of that list. So we've constructed this. So I'm going to show you how to do this internal part on the back cover today. And then we'll do the rest in another video so that it's not all too much information at once. So I've created what in my imagination is a wooden cabinet, okay, inside the gentleman's study where he writes in his diary. So we've got this little clasp here, okay, and this wooden effect doors, and they open up, and inside he's got his butterfly displays, okay, and then we've got some decorative pockets filled with bits and bobs. So we've got some file folders, we've got a little book that I made a long time ago, okay, a little note paper and other goodies, and we've got these decorative drawer pulls on these pockets to make it look like it's a bit of a, you know, a bit of a kind of a bureau type of thing, okay. So they all slide in there, lovely. I'm going to show you step by step the full process. I'm going to tell you how I've sized it, why I've sized it, and do it in a way that you can resize it no matter what size your journal cover is. And then I'm going to get on and design the front part, which I will be back with either tomorrow or the next day, okay. So let me just put my bits and bobs back in my study armoire. Okay, so, and then it all fastens up nicely and holds together, and we've got some lovely decorative elements here, and so let's get cracking. This is going to be an awesome journal when it's finished, so make sure you're subscribed and you follow the process. Okay, so let's start and construct. So I've done a lot of prep work to try and make it quicker. All of my sizing are to go in my journal, and mine is sized for A4 size journal pages. If you are a letter size user or you're doing it in a different size, I'm going to tell you how to size the elements, okay, based on your cover. And it will be this, and you would just do that formulation no matter what size the cover is, and it will work. Okay. So first of all, we're going to cut two pockets. If you're an A4 size user, these are 6.5 by 4 along the long side, 1/2 inch each end, okay. And then on one of them, turn on the short side 1/2 inch, and then you cut across the joining where the X is at a slant, fold, burnish and ink. On the second one, exactly the same size, scoring at each end the same, but when we turn it on the shorter side, we're just doing a shallow score. We're not folding that. That is just going to slip inside there, okay, and it will give us an automatic stopping point for layering those stacked pockets. Okay, put them to one side. So then what you want is you want to measure the width of your cover again, which in my instance is 6. Then you want to add 1 inch. So my piece of paper would be 7. And for the height, it wants to be the height of your journal cover minus 1/8 inch. Okay, so in my instance, mine are 8 3/8 because my cover's 8.5. All right. So you get that piece that measures 7. And before you do anything, you just cut it straight in half at 3.5. Then you get each piece on the short side. Okay, so these would measure 3.5 or thereabouts. Yeah. And you score at 1/2 inch. Fold, burnish, ink. Now I've used double-sided. I've used lightweight cardstock and I've printed double-sided. If you can't do that, make them out of cardstock, lay a patterned paper over the top. Okay. So I've got 2 of these. Now I have added metal book corners to this one, okay. These are so cheap on AliExpress. You can use them willy-nilly. I don't always just use them for book corners. I'm using them to decorate these very simple rectangles to make them look like cupboard doors is what I'm going for, okay? So you put them on and you squeeze them down as hard as you can. All right, let me just get my bone folder. You turn them over and get your bone folder and really squeeze. Now, if you feel like they're still loose, what you can do is you can just put a little bit of glue in there, okay? Just a little bit, you don't need heaps, a little bit of glue or glossy accents, and that will help hold them, okay? But give them a really good press first and see how you go. They may well just stay on if you've pressed them firm enough. Don't use pliers, because if you use pliers on these, you'll spoil the fronts of them, okay? So then with these, what we want to do is make sure my cover's the right way up. We're going to glue these on. All right. So I'm actually going to use coal oil in case I want to move them about. So use a slow drying glue because you want the position to be spot on, because they're cupboard doors and you want them to meet without overlapping or without a huge gap, okay? So I'm using coal oil here because I know it doesn't take as long to dry. So you want one right up against the edge here, but not into the gusset, all right? And then centralise it top and bottom, okay? And try and get it straight. Make sure that it is away from that gusset area, okay? And you can double check that by going like that to make sure it's not in. And it really doesn't want to be anywhere near too much glue, Amanda. Too much glue anywhere near the gusset area. Okay, so let me get this one on. And this one then you want to position so that it meets up in the middle as perfect as you can get it. Okay. Right, so it should just about go right to the edge of the cover without protruding over it. And make sure they meet nicely in the middle without overlapping. Okay, and those are your doors. All right, I'll just clean a bit of that glue up before it dries, because as always I've used it far too much. Then I would leave those to dry, okay? But obviously I don't have time because I'm filming. All right. Then you're going to get your pockets, all right? And the first one obviously is going to go at the bottom. I don't need as much drying time here, so I can use my Nouveau, which dries faster, but you don't get as much wiggle room. Okay. Plenty of glue, but you don't want it splodging out, because you know, it's always, you know, you see me struggling all the time removing glue, and that's because I use too much. So we're going to layer this right at the bottom, okay, so that it covers over the edges of the first bits that you've just put on, and you want to make sure it's kind of central. So just lift that up and lift that up so you can see, because I've designed it so that it goes in with a small gap either side. Okay, that's so that these will shut nicer, because we've not done a gusset on these doors. But all you're going to put in these pockets is lightweight paper, tags and things like that. Don't start putting, I don't know, elephants in there, or it won't shut, okay? If you want to put heftier things in, like notebooks or whatever, then you're going to need to add a 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch spine extra onto those measurements and account for it, okay? And then this one, all you need to do is glue the two side pieces. Like so. With those down, okay, slide it into the lower pocket, and it should come to an automatic stop where that shallow 1/2 score is, because on this one you're cutting it at an angle, but you're not folding that bit over, okay, remember? So slide it in and it'll come to an automatic stop where it kind of won't push any further, okay? So just make sure that that's lined up and kind of straight, and that is that bit. Now I will go back after the video and just line that with a, you know, a scrap of paper. Might have to If I don't have the same as this, I'm not cutting another. I might use some of my leather. We'll see. And then, okay, so the next piece, you want a little square, and this measures 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. You're going to score on all 4 sides at 1/2 inch. Okay, and then we're going to cut across the X's, as always, like you do when you're making pockets. Okay, but this is not a pocket, this is a decorative element. And you want to fold it in. I'd rather it didn't overlap, but I don't suppose it matters. Doesn't matter terribly if they overlap. Then you want to really ink it with quite a dark coloured ink, because this is a decorative element. We want it to stand out. Okay, I can get the lid off my distress ink. Right. So then what you want to do, if you have them, is grab 2 little either just plain brads like these, or I've got these little mini draw pulls. Okay, so I'm just going to find the centre. So what's that? 1 1/4. So I want 1 1/8. I'm going to try and find the centre. So 1 1/4. So half of, so it's 3/8 of an inch. 1 1/4. Half of 1 is half, and half of 1/4 is 1/8. So it's there. So it's 1 2 3 4 5/8 for the centre. Okay. Do I want it at the centre or do I want it at the top? Let me just have a think. Yeah, I want it in the centre. So I'm going roughly for the centre. Okay. Again, you can omit this bit. It's pure decoration. It's purely me faffing about, having a play on making things look cool. Okay, so to make my life easier, I'm going to put them both together. I've made the mark on one, and I'll just use that for both. Hold it firmly, and I'm just going to punch a hole through both of them. Okay, then I've got my little braddies. These are the mini draw pulls. I don't know, they're tiny. They're very fiddly. Get off. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there like so. Flatten those legs out. Okay. Like so. Let me just lift that piece of paper up. Flatten those down as flat as you can get them. Okay, and then we're going to do the other. Now this might look like faffing, but the devil's in the detail. And it's little decorative things like this that you can just make yourself that just makes things look a little bit more fun. Okay, it's just for more fun. All right, serves no other purpose than just for the fun of it, because we can. Okay, where's my bone folder? I need to press that. Doesn't want to flatten. Those legs need to be flat or you won't be able to glue it down. Okay, make sure that that's in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lift the top flap up, and I'm going to tuck that top flap over the pocket edge and glue it, and then glue those to the front. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean. So here's my pockets. So I've got glue on here, on these flaps, and here. Can even put some in the middle and on there. Okay, and then that top flap is up, and I'm going to glue there. Okay, so I can glue all of these flat, and that top one's up. And then we're going to find roughly the middle. I'm going to do it by eye, I can't be bothered to measure it. And I'm going to tuck that flap, and I'm going to stick it inside the pocket. Okay, it just helps give more of a 3D kind of a look. All right, so I'm just having a look, seeing if that's in the middle. That's not bad, Amanda, you've done all right there. And that just gives the impression that these are like pull down drawers or flaps or whatever. It's just a bit of fun. Okay, like I say, if you don't want to do that bit, don't do it. It's up to you. Glue in there, glue in there, glue in there. Okay. And I'll do the same here, and I'll try and line them up. I want it straight, please. That doesn't look lined up, does it? Is that lined up? Let's have a look. Bit more over there, maybe. Don't matter if it's not perfect. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. And then we've got these two little defined, like, draw sections. Okay. So then on here, I have got this little doofer here. And I'm going to, which way? So it's just a little clasp. AliExpress, you can get all of these things cheap as chips, okay? I'm not convinced that's going to hold very well, but it looks cool, all right? So I'll need to have it closed, lie it on my pages, on my doors. They're not page, it's not paper, these are wooden doors. And then I'm going to actually just use a white gel pen, if I can get them in that hole. So I'm pulling that quite taut, so that it's, you know, I've got good tension between them. I'm just using a white pen because this is very dark paper, okay? And then I can use some brads to... Brads, where are my brads? No. Are these brads? Here we go. I can use my brads to thingy them. You can't really do this before the fact because you need to know where your paper's lying, if you know what I mean, where it lays. Okay, get my little piece here. I'm going to put my brads in. That's one. Let me get another one. That's two. And what I'll do is I'll probably go in with just a little, like, rectangular piece of scrap of this paper or some black cardstock to just cover these up if I feel it's necessary, okay? So you can't see them. All right. Press that down, press that down. I'm just going to just use my cardstock here. I'm just going to press them as flat as I can get them. All right, that's pretty good. And then I'm going to do the other side. With my holes. Add my little doofers. Is that right? Yeah. One in there. I've got so much glue on my finger, it's like spider webs. It's like spider webs. Right, okay. Press that one. Where's my other hole gone? Oh, I've done it wrong way around. What a wally. What an idiot. Wants to go up there. There we go. In there, in there. I'm trying to be quick. Take your time over yours. You know, I'm trying to be quick. Maybe I should just chill out and slow down. Okay. And give them a press. I'll just get something a bit sturdier under there and give them another press so that them legs are quite flat. Okay. And then that should just shut, hopefully. If I've lined it up right, there we go. And we've got that lovely wooden door going on. I did think about cutting windows in, which is an option if you want, but then I thought it'd make this a little bit fiddly and skinny looking. Okay, so then all you need to do is fill your pockets with goodies, which you will have seen at the beginning of the video. I hope that helps. I will be back next time and we'll do something in here and I'll have my signatures prepped and we'll put the signatures in. Promise. Thanks for watching. Big love to you all and I'll see you next time. Bye.